Alright, guys. Hi, welcome to No Dirty Whites. I had a long intro. Well, not long. I had an intro yesterday before filming this, but my co host disturbed the intro and it just put us through a level of discourse where I was just like, you know what? It's fine. I'm over this shit. So, Dirty Whites is about cricket commentary, cricket comments, um, cricket content. I know nothing about cricket, so I'm here to learn more about crickets. Crickets, did you hear that? Crickets. So I'm here to learn more about cricket, the sport. And my name is Miss Molefe. I'm a former chairwoman at Langa Cricket Club. And if you've heard about me, I know for a fact it's nothing positive. Because I'm not known for positivity in the adult spaces, but I'm definitely known for positivity for the kids because that's my favorite. Um, and my co-host is 4 6 Out founder and owner. I don't think I want to actually introduce him per se, but I think if you know him, you'll know the voice. Um, and he's not the most comfortable person. This is my co-host. My gosh, I spend way too much time with him. He's practically feeding everyone I know cricket. He lives cricket. He breathes cricket. And this is not the introduction I was going to do yesterday, but this is an introduction that suffices for now. So, again, welcome to No Dirty Whites, which is a podcast focusing on the sport of cricket in the continent. And I'm sure he will talk about international cricket as well, but my interest is definitely the continent or the country and the city. So, yeah. Hey,
Hey,
4 6 out. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Guys, just be mindful. There's an aircraft going around in our community right now. So you will hear sounds around that. So yeah, back to what we are talking about. So what do you feel like talking about today as our first or as our introduction to like the conversation?
Uh, no. What has been interesting me to me,
Yeah.
it's Dane VAN Niekerk. Like she is actually not disappearing. Like since the time when she had issues with CSA not being picked for the World Cup team, and her being stripped as the captain, and then the next thing she played in the 100 right now, and first match for the 100 didn't go well. Second game goes well, and he's captain. Boom, gets injured. I'm like, yo, then I know she's probably cursed. And then the next thing, a week later, CSA says, we are relaxing the Dondoni for what is fitness and all of that. They're relaxing it, and this is the reason why she was cutting the team on the basis of she was
Fitness.
fitness. And now, few months later, after the World Cup, after she has retired,
I think CSA is doing a number on Danny. Also, if I'm pronouncing it wrong,
it's
Danny
Dane.
is Danny. No,
But
I was actually gonna say, Danny, please contact me to tell me if I'm pronouncing your name right or wrong. I'm still learning how to pronounce certain Afrikaner names. Um, anyway, back to her. I think CSA is doing a number on her, and I don't think it's fair. I think the first time we spoke about her in this sense was a year and a half ago. Oh, we also have dogs, so a lot is happening today. Um, it was last year when you spoke about her and you said that she isn't capping the fitness and CSA is scraping her from the team, and I felt very disappointed because I've watched some of her performance videos and some of her cricket videos, and she is one of South Africa's prominent female cricket athletes, in my view.
I would say the things about Danny, she's just seeing cricket, right? A captain is quite so-called powerful, important, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But and then in certain teams, captains become this figure. Where you look at maybe take the cricket team, England. Everyone's talking about Stokes right now.
Is this Ben Stokes, the ginger?
Yeah, Ben Stokes. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone's talking about Ben Stokes. No, he's put his authority in the team. Yeah, and Danny is kind of like that, but in a more lesser of a more of a passive side type of thing.
Are you saying she's more passive?
I'm saying he's more passive than Ben Stokes.
So Ben Stokes is aggressive and outright in terms of his personality traits within the field, and she is more passive and reserved.
No. Danny is very she's not passive when it comes
so she's not passive.
Yes, but compared to Ben Stokes in terms of personality, she is more passive, and I think she's passive compared to Ben Stokes, right? But in terms of captaincy, her in the team, I think she's very aggressive in terms of the team, and she has a big influence. And I think she also had more influence than the coach. Okay. Because another day, because if you think about it, take Shabnim Ishmael is a friend, and Marizan Kapp is the wife, and those are the two best players in terms of. And then you have someone like Chloe Tryon.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Marizan Kapp is married to Dane VAN Niekerk.
Marizan Kapp is the best player in the team.
Marizan Kapp is the black-haired raven. That's how I refer to her. Black-haired raven. She's got a very striking type of performance. I enjoy watching her on the field. I honestly think, that's me. I'm not gonna say it's fangirling because I don't even know how to fangirl, but the skill sets of Marizan Kapp are for me always memorable. So it's a name that I do not know how to forget, even when I want to, because the first thing I think about whenever someone mentions her is the black-haired raven. She's got like literally black hair, and she's like a performer on the field. But that's the wife of Danny. So carry on.
So, anyways, coming to the World Cup, South Africa puts in a new captain.
Who was the captain?
Sune Lees or Sune Lewis. I don't know how to.
Sune Lys. I feel like I want to say it's Sune Lys.
So she becomes captain. Now, Sune is very passive compared to.
Sune gives me the nice girl, people pleaser personality trait. So she strikes me as that.
And that's what maybe the coach also needed.
Oh, okay.
In terms of him now starting to run the team.
Who's the coach again?
Hilton Moreng.
Moreng. Is that a Sotho surname?
Yeah.
Sotho or Tswana?
I'm not sure. But he's from Kimberley.
He's from Kimberley.
So it's probably Tswana.
Please correct us in the comments. Is it Sotho or Tswana?
I think Tswana.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's the coach.
Yes. So, but he's been the coach now for 11 years, 12 years. But we'll get to that.
What?
Okay. But we'll get to that.
Nope, I'm not laughing. Don't take this as laughing.
But we'll get to that. So, now, Dane is trying to get back to the team. Alright? She's coming back from injury. Okay. She's been getting freak injuries. For example, at some point, she broke her ankle. Yeah, she sprained her ankle. So those are those type of injuries where there's nothing you can do about it. It just happens, no matter how fit you are. World Cup, yafika ugirl big team, right? Ugirl, they tell her it's like, okay, cool. You won't be the captain for the team. Then the next thing they tell her, okay, cool, you won't be making the team on the basis of fitness because you're not making the team based on fitness. And she's
How's
like,
the fitness measured?
you need to run 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
So it's
2Ks.
So you need to do your 2Ks in 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yes. So she does this on the treadmill, right?
Yeah.
And she misses it by 8 seconds.
Yikes.
8 seconds. And then they tell her, you're not making it.
Sounds very harsh.
They tell her, now bear in mind, this is the captain of the team.
Yeah.
A backbone of the team. Right. Now I'm going to make you an example. Something that's happening. World Cup, Soccer World Cup right now. Right. Mm-hmm. Australia, who lost to England in the semi-final. Their best player is Sam Kerr. She's a captain. Mm-hmm. Best player is Sam Kerr. Sam Kerr went to the World Cup injured. They know this is their best player. She has a specific, not even a pull, but aura with her that will make the other players feel better. Mm-hmm. They picked her. It was like, you're going to be part of the team, even if you're not fit enough. And she was playing like maybe second half, like 30 minutes, 15 minutes. She's Sam Kerr, Chelsea player. Do you know what I'm saying? South Africa, this is what I thought they would do. For example, okay, cool, you won't make the team, right? But because we still want your leadership qualities, and we want you to mentor Sune, right? You'll be part of the team, but you'll be part of the backroom team stuff.
Are you telling me they didn't even put her in the team?
No, she was told she can't gym with the team. She asked to gym with the team. There was a matches, for example.
Wait.
Let me finish. They were before the World Cup, right? There were matches.
Yeah.
Before the World Cup, there were matches.
So you're not going to pour because you're busy talking about the matches.
I'll pour after what I just said. So there was these matches between India, South Africa, and the West Indies, right? Before the World Cup starts. And Dane apparently asked to be part of the team. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? She's training squad. Just like, listen, I know I'm here to make the team, right? But I would like to gym with the team. They told her no. This is a player who's been playing for South Africa for over 10 years. Since she was a teenager. She's been playing for South Africa since she was a teenager.
No way.
And then let's fast forward everything. She plays in the IPL, whatever it goes, right? Doesn't matter now. Few months down the line, it's not even a year, it's not even 6 months since the World Cup has ended. CSA says, okay, it will depend to the coach. If a player does not finish in 9 minutes and 30 seconds, the coach can still choose that player. Now, my thing is, when did you guys decide this? But in a sense of, but whatever that you guys did before, it was unfair. Because technically, it's unfair. Like, the treatment that you've done to Dane, and but the treatment that you've done to Dane,
because wow.
Yeah, well, it was not fair. Yeah. Because you cannot now all of a sudden change it. And this player has retired from cricket because of you. She didn't retire from cricket because she doesn't like cricket anymore.
Are we sure that she retired because of CSA?
She retired. Are you confident in this? I'm confident. Okay. Because that's how she felt. She felt betrayed. If I'm giving myself... Okay, here's the thing. You have been chairperson of Olang.
Yikes.
You've given yourself to Olang. All of a sudden, the treatment is not nice. How are you going to feel?
I'm going to resign.
Exactly.
Yikes. Okay, I get you. I hear you.
Yeah, well. So she feels like she's not giving gratitude. She sacrificed a whole lot part of her life.
And because if you're saying she started in her teens representing the country,
she could have gone to school and studied something else at varsity and earned more money and had a more stable career.
Yeah. You know what? from the last bit of this conversation, I get where, because I was a bit like, are we sure she's resigning because of the cut that she's experiencing, or the nonsense. My bad. I'm sorry if there are kids listening to this. But for the nonsense that she's experienced through CSA, and I was like, maybe she just wants to settle down. She wants to like make a family and all of that. But
And
the treatment definitely
and
would have
bear
been
in
a high
mind,
contributor.
yes, and bear in mind, all of these people making this decision are men.
Hey! 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 Sorry. Give me a moment.
Now, instead of them coming out as men, right, and be real men and say, we clearly have done things wrong, right, and be like, maybe we should not have gone this specific way.
Yeah.
I promise you one thing, had Dane VAN Niekerk been part of the World Cup team, South Africa would have won the World Cup.
I
Now
can
we,
believe
yeah,
that.
like right now, we are happy that we reached the final. You get what I'm
Y'all are
saying?
happy. I'm not.
But let's be honest, you put Tasneem Brits and you put Dane VAN Niekerk, who do you choose on any day? You choose, but we're all happy for Tasneem Brits. It's what it is.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So everyone is happy.
Who's
They got
happy? Like when you say everyone is happy.
CSA is happy. Southern Public is happy. They went to the World Cup final. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I just want to say something on that, right? Out of the many things that we've done, or the works that we've done, I've realized something about the public. The public is happy about what you give them. Thank you. He finally poured something for me. The South African public is happy about what you give them, and how you package what you give them. And I just have to elaborate on this. If people actually focused on a winning and competitive mindset, we wouldn't be happy with just reaching the finals. We wouldn't be happy with just making it towards a certain level.
The problem is we've never reached the final before.
And just before we close this conversation and expand on it via an article on 46 Out, wordpress.co.za. Is it .com?
.com.
Oh, okay. Wordpress.com. I do think we have a problem in terms of building players and building a society that wants the best, but actively contributes to the best. We may want the best, but we don't contribute to the best. And when it comes to Dane VAN Niekerk and her journey in cricket, I do personally feel she was disenfranchised. I do think she was displaced.
Yes, but you know what?
What?
As well, kind of like what we spoke about within the intros. Like I do feel, well, she's going through, like, I don't know if we're gonna call it a curse or anything like that, right? All.
And I do think she was disenfranchised. And I do think she was disenfranchised. And aside from that, and everything that plays out in terms of the CSA structure, guys, Udane magamba yoxhela. Udane needs to go slaughter something and pray to her ancestors and ask them, not pray, but like ask them, into bana ndicela guidance, ndicela ukukhanya. Because at the end of the day, yonke le nto yenzekileyo to Dane VAN Niekerk in the past year and a half has been very sus, according to language of the youth. It's very suspicious.
Yes, but even that, like, her body is literally failing her. 100 plays one game. She's a captain, right? Plays one game, not so cool. Okay, cool. Play the second game, does well, gets injured, is out for the competition. And here's the thing, a thumb.
It's a thumb injury.
A thumb.
A thumb injury.
Bear in mind, at some point missed a specific time because of an ankle, rolling an ankle. Now, a thumb.
I feel like we should do a podcast on her injuries, just her injuries, and I've got a reason as to why I want us to do a podcast around that. Um, um, but essentially, Dane, I think, girl, you need to slaughter, like thetha nabantu bakokwenu, like hlala phansi, u- uzibike, uthethe nabo, ucele indlela, because at the end of the day, yeah, you need to slaughter something, hey, like you need to sit down and talk to the necessary ancestors and be like, guys, I need your guidance right now, because all of this is just a curse, like it's bad vibes. um Essentially, she's a great performer. She's a great athlete, and she means, in my opinion, which is not really that great, in my opinion, she's a high contributor to women's cricket. And I think we need to rally up behind such talent and behind such skills to push it forward or allow it opportunities and spaces. I will not talk about the men behind the decision making of women's cricket right now, because that is a podcast for another day. I'm in this podcast situation because I actually do want to talk about how women's cricket is being led by individuals who do not understand women's problems, women's health, women's discourse. And the moment you get women in the leadership spaces of cricket, we will be able to achieve the development and attention to detail when it comes to developing and growing women's cricket in the country. While women's cricket is still under leadership by a demographic of people who will not and cannot and shall not understand what women go through, we are going to be stuck. So in case you hear the noise behind the scenes, it's actually our dogs. They're doing the most. And this pretty much rolls up our first podcast about Dane VAN Niekerk and a bit of cricket, a bit of her coach. We will expand on more at a later stage or in the coming week. But for the first podcast, yo guys, this is Amil. I think is there anything that you want to say in closing?
No dirty words. We think Utane Magakele. Yeah, but I do think I do believe that one day she'll probably be a good coach. I think Dane will be a good cricket coach.
Is it? Okay. Guys, thank you for tuning in. If you have complaints, just list them at the bottom. Complaints we normally read as areas of improvement. The sound I will fix. We're in the process of moving, so my microphones and stuff are not anywhere near me. But I had to film this, or I had to record this. Is it record or film? It's record. I had to record this as the beginning stages. You'll catch this podcast on 46out.com or 46out.wordpress.com. And if you have any other comments, or if you'd like us to talk about any other topic, feel free to throw it in. I think we have about 6 topics that we want to unravel with right now. And we'll catch you on the next podcast. Are you sure there's nothing else you want to say?
Yes.
Okay. He said nothing else. Okay. Have a good weekend, everyone.